Hey, welcome back. Coach Ryan Family here from the Viper Pit. It's another beautiful day in the month of Dead-U-Ary. Another day, another deadlift. So today we're going to talk about your grip and deadlift, or how to grip the bar. There's basically 3 different ways to grip the bar that I'm going to discuss when's appropriate to use each method, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. The first method is with the use of straps. It's a hotly debated topic in the fitness industry, but I'll go over when you can use them and how to use them. The next grip is a mixed grip, or an over-under grip. In the mixed grip, you're going to have one hand supinated and one hand pronated to grab the bar. This gives a counterbalance effect. Your hands are essentially pushing against one another, and you can hold onto the bar a little bit better. The third is essentially a hook grip, where the thumb wraps over the bar, and then you wrap your fingers over your thumb. So your thumb acts as like a little built-in strap for yourself. And I guess the fourth method, I said 3 earlier, but I guess there's really 4. 4 is just a double overhand grip with no hook. So first we'll talk about straps. Straps basically take your grip out of the equation. So your hand and forearm strength aren't the limiting factor, which can often be the case with heavy lower body lifts. If you plan on competing in powerlifting, you should not use straps for the majority of your training, with the exception of maybe rack pulls or heavy overloads. Some people will tell you, oh, you could train with straps most of the year and then just switch to a mixed grip or a hook grip at the meet. My experience, it doesn't work out that well, especially the stronger you get. So if you're a power lifter, you plan on actually competing, then you should ditch the straps. If you are interested in having awesome grip strength, you should ditch the straps. Or if you want big forearms, you should ditch the straps. So when are straps appropriate? Well, one, if you simply want to deadlift and you don't really care about your grip or your forearms, you just want to not let your grip be the limiting factor. The next would be potentially if you're doing high rep deadlifts with a fairly heavy weight. If you're strong and you're doing sets of 15 to 20 in the deadlift, you might have the strength to hold onto the bar, but might not have the grip endurance. And then finally, the next case where you can use straps is if you are doing a majority of your work with a hook grip and you're simply doing a lot of sets and your thumb gives way and you've already stimulated it for the day, then you can add in the straps. So let's dig right in. I'm going to show you how to hook these straps up. There's 2 different types of straps. These straps are basically mostly used by weightlifters. They're a lot faster to loop on. And then these tend to be used more by bodybuilders, the longer strap variation. So we'll get right in and I'll show you how to hook on these straps. Pardon the camera angle here, but it's really the only way I can get the straps and the barbell in the picture. So the first kind of straps we're going to look at are the most commonly used straps that you'll see in the gym. These are the long straps with the loop on the end. For these, when you set them up, you're going to loop them through, and when you put them on your wrist, you want to make sure the ends are going inward. So this would be an incorrect way of putting the straps on if I were to try to loop my hand through like this. So straps are going in, you put your wrist through, tighten it down a little bit. Then you would be amazed how many times I see this wrong, done incorrectly in gyms, and people say, oh, straps don't work. I've seen this more times than I care to admit. A lot of people will put the strap and their hand on the same side of the bar. The strap goes on one side of the bar, your hand goes on the other side of the bar. So you set your hands, pull the strap tight, loop it over, and then you can essentially roll the bar to get it tight to your wrists. And then you're good to go with those straps. The next kind of straps that are less common, I tend to actually prefer these, is just the single loop straps. These are most commonly used by Olympic weightlifters. So an Olympic weightlifter might do a workout where they do clean and jerks with a hook grip, snatches with a hook grip, and then they may do some pulls, and they'll use straps because by that point in the workout, their calluses might be torn, their thumbs are bruised, etc. So for these, it's just a quick reach under, tighten, and go. But again, the strap goes on the opposite side of the barbell as your hand to start. Now I'm going to talk about the mixed grip or alternating grip, over under. And before I do, I want to bring up one point that I forgot to mention about straps. One of the other reasons you might use straps that I just realized I forgot to mention is if you're concerned about tearing your biceps. Biceps tears are very common in deadlifts, especially among high-level competitive deadlifters. So if you're concerned about that, or if that's a cause for worry, then stick with maybe straps or a double pronated overhand grip or a hook grip. But now we're going to talk about the mixed grip. The mixed grip is pretty simple. One hand is supinated, one hand is pronated. You're simply going to get in your stance, reach down, grab the bar, and then pull. There's really nothing else to it. Should you switch your grip in training? Yes and no. If you've always pulled with your right hand supinated, for example, don't just switch one day on a heavy day because you could tear your left biceps, because the muscle tissue and the tendon is not accustomed to that new technique. If you're just learning to deadlift and or you're starting over a deadlift program with very, very light weights, then I think it's best to switch your grip. So if you got 4 sets, do 2 sets with the left hand supinated, or right hand supinated, 2 sets with the left hand supinated. Why do you vary it? Well, one of the major reasons why you vary it, in my opinion, is for spinal health. Anytime you have a mixed grip, your torso or your spine will always rotate very slightly. You won't even notice it, but it'll rotate very slightly toward the supinated hand. Over time, lifting with a slight twist on the back could be detrimental to the discs. A lot of people suffer back pain who only lift with one supinated side. So if you alternate sides, at the very least you're balancing out, twisting to the left and to the right. Now let's talk a little bit about a double overhand grip. Double overhand grip, or a double pronated grip, is just as it sounds. Hands are both overhand to minimize the risk of tearing the biceps, and you grab the bar and deadlift it. Double overhand grip is going to be the best for improving your grip strength of all the variations, but it's also going to be the one that you're going to tend to lift the lightest amount of weight because you're not strong enough in that position. So it's good. Your grip is going to be a limiting factor in that lift the stronger you get. So I like to warm up with it, so I'll build up with it to build some grip strength, and then I will switch to either a hook grip or an alternated grip once I get to the heavy stuff. So double overhand for warm up is a good idea if you're trying to build your grip strength. And then finally, the last grip that we have is the hook grip. I'm going to get the camera in a little tighter so you can actually see me wrap it up. But a hook grip is used, it's used a lot in Olympic weightlifting for the high velocity movements. And it can also be used in deadlifting. The benefit is you can be very, very strong and you can lift a lot of weight without the use of straps. The detriment is your freaking thumbs are going to kill you for about 3 weeks until you get used to it. Your tendon's going to kill you. The calluses are going to be brutal. You'll tear your hands. It's going to feel awful until you get used to it, and then it's really no big deal. So if you're going to try the hook grip, make a commitment to suck it up for 4 weeks and just deal with it until your hands adapt. Okay, so let's look at what a hook grip looks like now. When you look at a hook grip from the front, you probably won't be able to tell the difference between a hook and a double overhand grip because they look the same. With a hook grip, your hands are pronated, so it looks very similar. Now I'm going to flip my hands around to show you what's actually happening. You're going to grab the bar, you're going to loop the thumb over first, and then this middle finger is going to go over the second knuckle of your thumb, and you're going to be holding like that. So that's what it looks like. It's really, really painful in the thumbs for the first few weeks, but once you get used to it, it's a piece of cake. Pretty much all Olympic weightlifters use it, and now there's a lot of deadlifters on the powerlifting scene using it as well. Thanks for watching this video about how to grip your deadlift. I will be back tomorrow with a new deadlift variation that you may not have tried before. Again, we're in the month of Dead-U-Ary, where I'm bringing new content to you every month regarding the deadlift. If you like what you see, hit subscribe below, and I'll see you tomorrow.